In a recent investors meeting, EA confirmed that Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be coming out in November 2017. In this video, I will be giving you my wish list on what I want to see in EA's next Battlefront game, just because the first Battlefront game was a massive slap in the face to Battlefront veterans like myself, who did play Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2, and also played a little bit of Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PSP as well. That first game was a slap in the face, so in this video I will be talking about what I want to see in the sequel. If you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, but let's just kick things off on what I want to see. So pretty much the setting, I think EA have confirmed this already, that it will be set in the sequel, so it will be set from The Force Awakens onwards. What I think EA should do is do a combination, kind of like what Pandemic did with Battlefront 2, where they combined the prequels to the original content. I think EA should do the same. I think Star Wars Battlefront has always been a celebration of Star Wars. It's always been like a toy box of Star Wars, where you can, battle. Like, you can live out your Star Wars fantasies. That is what EA and DICE have said about Star Wars Battlefront in the past. Well, the limitations of the first game meant that I couldn't play with, Qui-Gon Jinn. I couldn't play with Darth Maul. What I think EA should do is make it like a toy box for Star Wars, where you can play with the prequel characters, you can play with the original characters, and you can play with characters from The Force Awakens and from the Rogue One story as well. I think it should include characters like Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and Kylo Ren, and the main villain from Rogue One. And that would just be really, really good for a game mode like Hero Assault, which we saw in the past, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. And yeah, I definitely think it should include maps from all of those genres and all of those eras as well. Definitely do feel that way, but it's looking like that this Battlefront game will just be set in like The Force Awakens time, and that is it. And for me, that goes against what Star Wars Battlefront has always been. Like I said, Star Wars Battlefront has been like a toy box to live out your Star Wars Battlefront fantasy. It is like the next step up from having a bunch of Star Wars figures and just like playing around. That is what Star Wars Battlefront has always been, and unfortunately EA have turned it into something which it isn't, and I'm hoping with Star Wars Battlefront 2 that they go back to what Star Wars Battlefront is like. So yeah, I definitely want them to include all Star Wars eras, and that will play nicely into a galactic conquest. I definitely feel like Star Wars Battlefront 2 from EA should include a galactic conquest. It is one of the most requested things from the Star Wars Battlefront community, and I think it will be a massive slap in the face if this game didn't include a galactic conquest like the first game. It really does need a galactic conquest, and I think this game needs an instant action as well. I think that is something which the game needs. I know they kind of done it with the first game, but you can only play on certain game modes and certain maps. Instant action was where you could play all of the game's content offline against bots, and that is something which Star Wars Battlefront 2 desperately needs. It needs more single player content, and the single player content that we saw in the first game was not good enough. So we need a galactic conquest, and we need a flipping instant action game mode. The next thing is another thing that a lot of the community has requested, and that is a proper space battle game mode. So I definitely think Space Assault from Star Wars Battlefront 2 should return. But I also think Fighter Squadron, if they set that in space instead of like in the atmosphere of certain Star Wars worlds, I think that will be enough to satisfy my request for a space battle game mode. So if they include Space Assault from Star Wars Battlefront 2, that would be a really, really good thing. And yeah, I think Fighter Squadron, I definitely did enjoy Fighter Squadron. Maybe with Fighter Squadron they could include more ships. That would just be a nice added bonus. But yeah, Space Battles definitely need to return. This is Star Wars, for crying out loud. We need some flipping space battles. So Conquest needs to return within EA Star Wars Battlefront 2, just because Conquest is Star Wars Battlefront's main game mode, and for it to not be in EA's first Star Wars game, or Star Wars Battlefront game, that was just another massive slap in the face to Star Wars Battlefront fans. I know Star Wars Battlefront was a reboot, but for them not to include Star Wars Battlefront's main game mode meant, for me, it felt like a completely different game. It felt like that it was just a Battlefield game with a Battlefront name slapped all over it. It wasn't Battlefront at all, and that was just my main criticism with the first game from EA. So that is why I want them to include stuff like Conquest, and I want them to include stuff like Hero Hunt. I think Hero Hunt was in the first Star Wars Battlefront game. I do believe there was like Capture the Flag in Star Wars Battlefront 2. You had basically, I want all of the game modes from Star Wars Battlefront 2 to return in EA Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I want Hero Assault, and if they did include all of the eras, then it would just be fun just to play like with Kylo Ren, and you come up against like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, Yoda, and you know, if you're like Rey, then you could come up against Darth Vader or Darth Maul. I'll just absolutely love it if Hero Assault returned. For me, Heroes versus Villains was too serious. It was too much like Search and Destroy from Call of Duty, and that is not what Hero Assault was. Hero Assault was just a massive like load of fun. It was no set of rules. It was just like the first two, how many kills you set it as. It could be 200, it could be 300. It was just a load of fun, and that is just what I want to see with EA Star Wars Battlefront 2. I want them to bring back the fun, and for me, the first Star Wars Battlefront game was too serious. So that is everything I want to see in a Star Wars Battlefront 2 from EA. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but until next time, I'm Matt V. For now, goodbye.